Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back. And today we're doing something a little different. Yes, I know I've got my autumn journal cover here in front of me, but actually I'm not going to be working directly in the autumn journal for a few weeks because I'm going to start Amy at Crafty Cat's 50 Stack Challenge today. I decided I wanted to join in with it this time. It's her 7th time of running it, and I've never done it before, but I have been watching the last series, and I really fancied having a go. I'm replacing the Altered Index challenge with this challenge, mainly because although I was enjoying the Altered Index challenge and it was a lot of fun, I wasn't making anything actually usable for my journals. With the cards and things, that they were just too bulky and they weren't going to really work in any of my journals. And what I really love to do is make ephemera that will go into actual journals that are coming up. And Amy is focusing for this challenge on, well, from her point of view, on Christmas ephemera. Of course, we don't have to do Christmas, and I will be doing some Christmas, but initially I'm probably going to be focusing more on autumn ephemera, which will then ultimately go in this journal anyway. So I'm kind of working on it, but from a different point of view. So I'm keeping it handy because actually what I'm going to start with doing is starting to decorate some of the journal cards that go in this cover. I'm going to do the first two that are going to go with the first two prompts. Now, because I'm running a little behind Amy, probably about 3 or 4 weeks behind, and I'm not in any panic about it because I always knew I wasn't going to start until I'd finished covering the cover. I've decided I'm going to do the first 3 prompts today. She does 2 at a time. I'm going to have a go at trying to see if I can fit 3 in this time and maybe 3 next week, seeing how I go. So I have done some preparation and fingers crossed I'll get them done. So that's the plan for today. So it's hashtag 50 Stack Challenge 7 is the one we're working on at the moment. And I need to start by apologising for the state of my horrible nails. I had a new set of nail pens from my daughter for my birthday, and they work really well. They're lovely to use, but they seem to chip quite badly around the edges, and I've just been trying to remove what's left, and it's really resisting being removed. So I've got bits here and there on my nails that I can't get off at the moment, so they'll wear off in due course. But if you see a flash of something that doesn't look too great, that's why. Right, let's get started because we haven't got much time and we've got 3 to do. So I'm going to put this aside, but I'm using it just to make sure that it fits and it looks okay, because I will need it for reference, certainly for the second prompt. So the first prompt is rip. One of the things I like about Amy's prompts is they're pretty general. You can use them for anything, and they're not, they're not really too themey. It's just rip. So ripping some paper is kind of the idea, I guess. So I've got the journal card that belongs in the first pocket on the first page, this journal card here, and I've just put an arrow to make sure I keep the orientation right. And then I've been dipping into some of my scraps, and I've got this piece from, I think this is the Autumn Wonder Kit by Junk Journal Studio, I think. And I've just torn it to size. I just think these papers are really, there's some lovely collagey papers in this kit and I love them. So I really fancied this one on this front, for this front journal card. In fact, I think I'm going to round both pieces before I start. Not sure how well this paper will round, we'll see. Yes, it's not really doing it. I'm getting some really peculiar shapes. That one's not too bad. Okay, get me off there. So I started to do ink and then I've realised that's not really what I wanted to do first. And I'll do the same on here. So I'm going to ink around the main card. Just got to grab it out with this darker one, the scorched timber, because I quite like that. So I'm going to get that ready to go. And then around the paper I'm just using walnut stain. So let's just quickly do that bit. So this one should be a nice quick one. And just get it back into its correct orientation. And glue that on. Glue. So how you're doing? I hope you're well. I'm hoping that some of you, at least, are watching the collaboration that I'm involved in. Well, that I've done my video. That's all done and dusted and behind me now. I can breathe now. I haven't. It hasn't gone up yet. I'm filming this before my video has actually gone up, so I have no idea how it's been received. I'm a bit nervous about it, I have to say. I've already seen some really wonderful makes going up, but mine hasn't appeared yet in my time. Of course, by the time you see this, it will have done. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, that's on. Give it a good ink with the scorched timber now. Which I needn't have bothered with the paper, doing the paper really, need I? Because it's already getting covered by the other darker colour. To bear that in mind. So I'm going to be using this for the autumn ones, but I'm going to do one Christmas one, and then I'll just be using Vintage Photo for that. Oh, and I've just done I totally messed up. Hopefully it's not. I'm not really thinking this. The prompt is rip, and I just have totally failed to do my ripping that I was planning to do. So, yeah, that is really annoying. So, and it's really glued itself down. So, I'm afraid I'm going to have to pause the video and cut myself another. Oh no, hang on. I think we're okay. Because I just wanted to actually have a nice rip, because it's really soft now, rip out of the paper. That was the plan. I'm really not thinking properly, am I? I was going to rip a nice bit out. I think I'm almost managed to rescue it. Yeah, ripping out a piece, that was the idea. Prompt is ripped, Karen. Remember your prompt. Okay, and okay, I'm just going to, and what I was planning to do, I don't know if I'll be able to do it quite as well as I'd hoped, is tuck another piece of paper behind it. Where did it go? I had a piece ready and I forgot what it was for and I put it aside. So what I was going to do, which I'm hoping to still do, is put another piece of paper behind it so you can really get the benefit of the rip. So let's see how whether we can do this. So I was going to tuck that behind there. Be tucking it behind both sides. Oh, goodness me. See if I can just gently prise this up now. All right. I'll just ink around that just in case. Whoop, no, not that one. Just in case any of it shows. Well, it'd probably help if I just ripped it the other way. Great way I did all my planning. I was so well organised, and then I just actually forgot to do what I'd intended to do. So that's going to go behind there. I'm just going to stick some glue on and hope I can squeeze it in there. with any luck I'll be able to rescue it, and you'll never know that I messed up. Right, put some glue back down there. Let's get my card. Where's my little card? Glue that down. Actually, I quite like it a little bit sort of ruffled up anyway. Not this piece. Don't want this piece ruffled up, do I? Want that to lie down. And then just put a bit more glue. It's ripping back nicely now. On that side. Right. Okay. And then I'm just going to trim off the underneath bit. Did I rescue it? I think I might have just about rescued me rip prompt. Let's keep doing that. There we are. And just ink around that top. So that's the that's my rip. I don't think, and of course all the paper was ripped out. I mean, I didn't do it with my trimmer. I did. You can see there's a slightly torn edge there, so I did rip the papers down to fit, and now I've got my little rip eventually. And then I thought I'm just going to add this bird from this is from another autumn kit, the Tracy Fox kit that I'm using, and this is one of the fussy cuts. So I'm going to add that on there. And then I'm not absolutely sure whether the other bits that I've chosen are going on or not. Because I quite like this background paper, and I do think it doesn't need an awful lot of extra embellishment. So my little bird is going to go right there. And let's see how it goes in here. So I'll just pop that in there. There we go. And then our bird is on display. I think it goes really well with everything else. And I think I'm going to call that good. I really like that one, despite the mess up. I think I've just about rescued it. It's all right. So that is prompt number 1, rip. And even with my mess up, that was record time for me. So prompt number 2 is sticker. So I have got my second journal card. I have them all numbered so I know where they belong. And this is the one that goes in this pocket here, with the window. So actually I just want to kind of mark roughly where, I don't know that it's actually going to show on here, but I am going to cover this whole card, including the tab, with some paper, this paper, and this is from Artimay's. It's Autumn, I can't remember all these names. Autumn Splendor, I think, this one. Now, what am I doing? I think I'll do the inking afterwards, all at once. Don't need to do it. So I'm just going to glue this onto my card. Get my pin back in here. I'm going to glue the paper onto my card, and then I'm going to decorate it using some stickers. Right, just want to round this bottom corner. And we'll go around this with the Scotch timber quickly. Really liking that around the edges of these journal cards. Almost looks black. Right, so I've just put this in again because it's got that little window. I do want something to appear in the window, so I've gone to the fussy cuts from the Tracy Fox set, and I found this one because it's a little quite a narrow horizontal window, so I thought he would fit really sweet. It's just getting him in the right position. So I'm going to put the card in, see how far in it goes, and then see if I can figure out. So there's a leaf bit here. I don't know whether you can see. There's a leaf there, and if I put him over the leaf, that is just going to be right in the middle of the window. So that's quite handy. Gives me a reference point to put him. So there's this leafy bit here, so he needs to go about here, quite near the bottom, like that, to be able to fit in. And I have given him an ink a little bit around the edge, but I wanted the white as well to show from where it was cut out on the Cricut. It does have a border that with the with it anyway, so that it would stand out. And then I've got a few bits and pieces to decorate him up. So I'm hoping, so if I just put him on, so I have only got, I'm not going to use loads of stickers, but I found I had some stickers with an autumn look to them. Quite a few of them have got mushrooms on. I think these came in a My Creative Studio kit, I believe. And this one has actually got a nice leaf on it. So I thought I would put, I think I'll put that one there. So I'll put that one on first because he needs to go under our little, what is he, a mouse? Harvest mouse, maybe? These are vellum stickers. So that's going to go there. He's going in the middle there. Let's just check. I may have to bring him down a bit more to make sure his little face is in the right spot. So I'm going to put him on next. And fingers crossed that he will be in the right spot when I put him in his card. Right. Okay, so that's the leaf that he needs to be on top of, so that we see him. Hopefully I've got him kind of in the right place. Guess I better check. Does it look about right? I think he is. I think he's okay. I'm just going to hope that I've got it about right. Knowing me, it'll be slightly off. But I can't put it in, well, these bits are sticking out because it won't fit in the right place anyway. So, we've got our little mouse on his log. Now I want to put this sticker behind here, but I've also got These are some fussy cuts from the Autumn Wonder, the Junk Journal Studio one that I used from the paper on the other make. And these are just some fussy cuts that I thought would be quite nice to have these oak leaves around him, because he looks like he's on an oak log or something. So I thought I'd just pop those around him, and I want to just tuck that. Oh, that's kind of a bit lined up with the other one, isn't it, that sticker? Perhaps I need to put it a little, might cut that piece off. I don't want it quite as high as that, lining up with the other sticker, but I do want that leaf. So is that going to go? Yes, just going to go tuck that behind there, like that. I have got also this sheet here has also came from my creative store. Well, I'm not sure where it came from actually, this sheet, and it's got some autumn leaves on it. So I wondered, it's a bit like a washi tape really. So I might just cut a piece of that off and see if I can. I mean, I think it's like washi tape, but it's not see-through like washi. So I'm going to cut a piece of that. I might put that down the side. Down that side there. And tuck this in. There. I seem to have got a bit of a bare spot in the middle, haven't I? Okay, I'll put that on. In behind my little mouse. Right, I've just glued him back down. Now I'm just going to put on this bit of foliage here along the side. Way too much glue came off of there, so just going to have that going off to slightly off to the side there. Glue all over my mat as well. And then we'll just do the little one on this side. Okay. All right. So right at the top here, actually I did wonder, I've got this piece I've cut off, whether I could find a little home for that. There, I don't know, not sure, because I have got something I want to put on the top there, on the top of the tab. So I've got this piece from the, again, from the Autumn Wonder. I mean, this is such a rich kit for fussy cuts and pieces. And although this does stick out at the top of my pocket, I quite like the idea of having this on there as well. Just that little bit extra, because it gives a bit more interest. So I think I'm going to do that. Not having it sticking out particularly far. Need to get a new glue page. It's all getting very gluey on here. Ugh. And I'm going to have it coming quite well down onto there. Really like that with the leaves. And then I had looked through some of the leaves that came with it, and there's actually one through the labels, I mean, and there's actually one that says falling leaves, so I think I might just put that on there, as there's quite a lot of leaves on this card. And we'll just give it a little ink around there. Bit of glue. And I will put that there, I think. Falling leaves. So, I just need to obviously trim off all the excess bits of leaf. And there we are. So let's see how that looks in here. Let's hope my little mouse is in the right spot. Oh yes, there he is. Can you see? So cute. Oh good, I'm glad that ended up in the right place. Really like that. So I'm going to just leave it in there now. And the other one that I did, can go in here. That's all ready. So those are autumn. So I'm going to clear the autumn stuff away, and I'll come back and do a Christmas. Right, so the third prompt for Amy's 50 stack challenge is green tree. So green tree, I mean, you can do any kind of green tree, but of course I wanted to do a Christmas green tree because that's when we think of. And it so happens I have decided to use, for my Christmas journal this year, I'm going to use the nostalgic Noel kit that RachandBellaCrafts brought out last Christmas, and I really loved it, but I was doing something else, so I didn't use it, but I did print a lot of it off. And I was looking through, because this isn't going to be my main feature, but this is just the background, but there just happened to be this lovely, quite soft background with green trees on it. That isn't my prompt, what I'm using for the prompt. This is just an extra bit of green tree, really, because I am going to put a green tree on top. But it goes quite well, and I just think it was a really pretty paper, and I wanted something a little bit more, not too bright, I suppose, a little bit more soft in the background, and that's just a lovely, lovely soft background. And I'm just using some, I think it's 120 GSM paper. It's a cream paper. It's nice quality, not very thick. But I thought once you've added this, which is, you're adding more thickness to it. Neither of them are very thick, but together I think they're thick enough for a journal card. So I'm going to start by just gluing that on. Okay, we'll get started. They're both inked around already. I wanted to get it all as ready as I could be, because the fun part is coming next. And that's what very quickly, that was the idea I had. for my green tree. It's something I have done before, but I've never done it, I don't think, on camera. I've done it for Christmas cards, actually. So I'm just going to put my paper on. I just wanted a little bit of a border all around. Preferably an even spaced border, but that would be a bit too much to ask, wouldn't it? Let's get my card and straighten out my wrinkles. Okay, so that's the base of the card. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a tree. I've just got a triangle, and this is made from some file folder. That's why I didn't really want to use a thick piece of card for the background, because this is going to make it really thick with more card on top. And I've got my little base, my little pot for the tree. And to get my tree, I just cut myself a triangle and then drew around it and then flipped it over so that you can get an even tree. Otherwise it would, knowing me, it would be a lopsided. So that's my little tree. I'm just going to pop my base under my mat for a minute because it's curling quite a lot from the glue. Whoop. Nearly sent my glass of water flying there. Don't let me forget where I've put it, because the number of times I put things under the mat and then I can't find them and I don't know what I've done with them. So what I'm going to do, this is quite fun to do, I've probably got far too many things for it. I'm just going to cover it in glue. See, I have done this before for Christmas cards. Makes really good Christmas cards actually doing this. You can do multiple ones of this, and then you just cover it with washi tape. But I was struggling a little bit to find some nice green washi tapes. I've got a few, the nice green ones. This one's got some writing on it that I'm not sure about, in gold. So I've got a few washes, and these ones have got some gold embossing on them. These ones also. This one, not sure, because it says gallery on it. Not very Christmassy, so I'm not sure about that one. But then I thought, well, what else could I use? And I remembered I got some faux washi that I did as part of Roxy's Weekly Challenge last year, I believe. So I've got a couple of strips of that, quite wide, but they can be cut down. And I've also got some painted book page that I tend to forget about, but I keep thinking I really would like to use. So I could use some of that as well. So I've got two or three different greens here. So let's just do some strips. So I put the glue on just to make it quicker, even though washi, of course, is sticky. Now I've got to find the end of this one. Don't know if I've even ever used it. Here we are. Yeah, you can always need a bit more glue with a bit of washi, don't you? So I'm just going to put my first layer down, and we just lay them across. Try to keep the layers straight, and then just trim off the bits at the end. So it's a very easy little thing to do, but it's such fun. Every time you do it, you end up different. Because I haven't got any of my actual Christmas box out yet, so I haven't got my Christmas washies to hand, so I'm just making do with what I could find that hadn't been put in my Christmas box. And I think I'm going to have a piece of this paper. And what should we have next? Not that one. A bit of this one. I like that. It's a lovely one. These are all going to stick to my background, aren't they? And should we try a bit of one of these? That one. Kind of like this one. I don't think I want it as wide as that though. So I'll just cut a strip. And I'll cut it down. So I'll try and remember, I will try to link the video, if I can find it, where I made this washi. So it would have been Roxy's Weekly Challenge, probably November time last year, I suspect. November, December maybe. Such a fun thing to do. Put that one on there. And what else have we got? Don't want to use that one. I might use this one again, or not that one. I really like this one, although I need a bit of other colour. I think maybe some of this darker. Darker, what's it? Book page. That one there. I think I might put a bit more glue at the top. And I'm going to put another bit of this one. Not yet. Nope, nope. I'm going to put this one next. Normally I would just use a whole different lot of colours of washi tape. You could do this for, an autumn journal as well. You could make an autumn tree. Got some nice yellows and oranges and reds in some washi tape, and it would make a really fun autumn journal tree. That one, let's cut this off a bit. And yeah, we're going to have this darker washi. Along a little bit. And what else can we use? Use that last little bit. I cut off. It's still got a bit of holly leaf showing. This card would work quite well for the sticker prompt as well, wouldn't it? Because there's a lot of stickers going on here, and there will be more. So I'm just going to put that bit of holly right there. Just chop that off. Don't need that last little bit, I don't think. And put that piece, yes, put that piece last. And the last bit. Get it on there. And get it on there straight. Alright, let's peel this up. Of course it all tries to stick to the background. It's those faux stickers that are doing it, I think, that are really... It's all going to be cut off, so it shouldn't be a problem as long as I don't tear it in the wrong place. I didn't think this through, did I? There we are, it's coming off. Move that aside. just slipped off a bit, so stick that back down. Let's just trim it up, see how it looks. Right, shall we see what we've got? There we are. Oh, I love that. Green tree. Every shade of green, but it's green. And now we need to do our little pot. And traditionally I like to do my pot red. And my red washi tapes are all in my Christmas box. But to start with, I couldn't find my faux washi. I knew I'd done some and I was hunting around for it. And then when I'd stopped looking for it, I came across it. So that's how I ended up using some of that. And in there, I also have some other bits that I could use for my pot. So I wondered about a piece of that. I've also got this lovely red sort of dots and this stripe. None of them would completely cover my pot, but that's okay. I'm just wondering to do a combo. I like this one with the Christmas lights. I love how they've turned out, but I don't think that will quite work on the pot. So I think I'll do a combo of these two. So, hope I've done that wide enough. Just. And I'm just going to cut it down a bit. That's going to go on there, and that one's going to go on there, I think. Maybe I'll do three layers. That one, that one, that one in the middle. Okay, let's just try. Putting these down and see. I think the thing to do with these is chop them quickly before they get stuck to anything. These have got enough sticky on them, I don't need to worry about extra glue, I don't think. So if I were to put that one at the top, could this one go in the middle? I think it could. I might just cut it down a little. There, not even a little bit straight. So I could do that one there, and then this one. Get a little bit more off that one. Okay, I'm going to put the red spotty one next. Okay. Let's see. Yep. That's that one. Just trim that off a bit. And then we'll do this one. Oh, that's this one. Yep. Right, so that is going to go there. Just rescue my journal card from underneath, and then we can just see how that looks on the card. So we've got our tree, a little pot here, bring the tree down to there, I think. Yeah, I love that. I'm just going to ink around it a bit. Give the edges a finishing touch. And this one. Right, and I think I don't need to do an awful lot to it, but I did want to put a little bit of music paper on, so I think I'm going to put that there. And then I've got a big case of Christmas cardstock, scrapbook paper, and I bought a new set last year, a new kit. This is Simple Stories Vintage Yuletide, Simple Vintage Yuletide, and it's got all these lovely stickers on it. So I thought I might use one or two of these. So I am going to put one or two stickers on, not too many, otherwise it would look too crowded. I want to keep it looking relatively simple. So I'm going to put my tree down, and then we'll see what would look good on top. You could make this more dimensional by putting it onto some fun foam. I've done that when I do Christmas cards, when I have done them, don't do them these days. I have put them on a bit of foam just to give them a little bit more dimension, but we don't really want too much dimension in our Christmas journals, do we? Hang on, let's make sure I've got that in the right spot. I don't really want it too high. I want that about there. Yep, that's about right. Are we straight? I think so. Oops, that's coming up. Let's put a bit of extra glue on there. I think the glue stick was wearing off a bit by the time I got to this end. Any more bits that need a little extra? Yep. Okay, let's put this one on. Okay. So my pot is on. This may be too big, this piece of book page. I think it is a bit wide. Not book page. Music paper. I'm just going to, I think I'll make it a little bit narrower. But we don't want the words to show too much because the words aren't particularly Christmas appropriate. And I just pulled it off, kept it handy. It's a lovely sticker from the set, from the sheet. It's kind of a Christmas stamp. So ink around him. And I'm going to put that there. Just put this bit of glue on here. Where is it? There it is. A bit of music is always nice at Christmas, isn't it? So, which way up does that go? Trying to see. Yep, that's that way. That there, and I think I want to put a little star on the top of my tree. There are some stars on the sticker sheet. There's even one that looks kind of a gold colour. I hope that would work. I do like a star on my tree. Yep. Do I need to put a little tiny touch of ink around it? And I put some extra glue on it. Okay. Okay, I have a star on my tree. Very nice. And is there maybe a sentiment I could add? A whole load of them at the bottom here. Well, there's one that says tree. Or under the tree. Maybe under the tree. That going under there. Under the tree. There are some wonderful images on this sticker sheet. Love him. He's a great image of an old vintage Santa. Under the tree. Let's put under the tree. Under the tree. Come on, glue. Okay, put that there, under the tree. And there we have it. Prompt green tree. I think that looks pretty good and would go into pretty much any Christmas journal, I think. Love it. So we'll just quickly look at the prompts that we've done today. That was exciting. I enjoyed that very much. So I did prompt number one was rip, and nearly a disaster, but we rescued it and we've got our rip going down there. Prompt number two was sticker, and we've got our autumn stickers, one sticker here, another one here, another one here, and our really cute little mouse. That's there. Prompt number two. And then prompt number three was green tree, which we've done as a Christmas tree, of course. So there we are. All of these prompts could be used for just about any sort of journal, but autumn is what's happening right now, Christmas is what's coming up, so that's what I've gone with. So I hope you like these little projects. I've really enjoyed myself, and I will be back next week to do, hopefully, prompts 4, 5 and 6. That's the plan. So I better start thinking about that. And I will see you soon. Thank you so much for joining me, and bye for now.